Hello guys, welcome back to my channel, Brian the Floridian. So today I'm outside walking around, getting some fresh air, some exercise, and I am coming to you from Safety Harbor, and it's right over there. So just want to take you guys along for a quick trip, some sights and sounds. And how about you just guys come along with me? Follow me. So this is a sidewalk leading into the Safety Harbor Resort and Spa, which is right over there. So I'm walking down the walking path right here. Like some sandhill cranes right there, and they go right in the fountain, right in the middle of the fountain right there. So on Bayshore Boulevard, right at the corner of the Safety Harbor Spa Resort, this sign stands here with a little map of Safety Harbor. And we are currently right here at this park with a fountain. And right there is a marina, just actually down this way here. There's an old school clock right here at the corner of Bayshore Boulevard, and straight down here is a marina. Looks like a lot of boats are still here in the marina. There's some people probably out and about on the water, but right past that open way right there is Old Tampa Bay. And more people are coming here with their boats. A lot of people still practicing social distance, trying to stay away from each other. So it looks like the kayak and canoe rentals are closed today. But looking out here toward Old Tampa Bay, there's a few people out here enjoying the sunshine. Pretty cool looking sail looking gazebo over there. And right across the street is a park where people would unload their boats into the water. A few people out here wearing masks. And right above there, that park, there's a little park right there, is Old Glory. Looks like someone has the right idea with a hammock here. Right between these two nice trees, a little bit of shade. There's looks like a wrecked boat right there. I imagine that's part of the kayak and canoe rental right here. This business right here is closed currently. Or maybe from the Hurricane Katrina, maybe? Possibly? Guess we never know. Looks like the fishing pier for Safety Harbor right there is closed. Taped off there in the very beginning of the pier. Nobody out there on the pier at all for fishing. But there is a few people out here fishing right along the rail right here, which is close to that park with the flag I just showed you guys a minute ago. Alright, looks like the bathrooms are closed here at the marina. As judged by that sign right there, it's already closed until further notice. Even though it's pretty busy out here with all these people get on their boats and walking around enjoying the sunshine and the blue skies out here. There's the park I was showing you guys earlier, Memorial Park, Veterans Memorial Park. So guys, definitely a lot of people there at the marina, so I'm gonna walk away and go to some less populated areas here in Safety Harbor and take a look at see what's down here on the main stretch of downtown. But first, let's take a look at the Safety Harbor Spa and see what's going on down there. See how busy it is. Normally this place would be full of people, cars, people staying here. And the restaurant would be full of people also. Let's go check it out. Alright guys, so here's in front of the Safety Harbor Resort and Spa. And looks like the Fountain Grill is closed, but they're taking pickup orders to go right here, according to the sign right in front of it. Pretty nice little flag up there. Old Glory's flying up there in front of the spa. And normally this whole spa would be full of cars, lots of activity, a lot of people here. People would be renting those bikes over there. On a normal April day, this would be packed full of people. Definitely beautiful out here. This beautiful fountain's right here in front of the grill. Very interesting fountain with, looks like some mermaids, some fish. And this guy is even helping to hold that fish up so he can spray some water out of his mouth. Just a very majestic looking fountain. I imagine it would be really peaceful to sit out here for lunch and eat out here and watch this fountain. Have a nice meal there, maybe perhaps a lunch or dinner. Kind of observe the beauty of this fountain and also the beauty of this whole resort and spa and all the activity right here. It looks like a lot of these stores are closed today. This is Rockin' Delicious here, which would normally be packed full of people getting their candy fix and also their, I want to say their ice cream fix too. But definitely weird seeing this right here in Safety Harbor. So guys, right in front of the BJ's Flower Basket, this flower shop is something I've never seen before. This sign, and this was issued by the Pinellas County Board of County Commissioners. It says effective noon on March 26, 2020, all persons, including employees and patrons within this business, shall strictly adhere to the CDC social distancing guidelines, included but not limited to persons shall not congregate in groups of more than 10 are prohibited. All persons not part of the same family unit must remain at least 6 feet apart, and persons in a line must adhere to these requirements. So definitely never seen one of these signs before. That's different. But I noticed that our governor, Rick DeSantis, actually issued an order for all these essential businesses to close. So what really defines essential business? I believe probably any place that makes food, you know, food items, restaurants, grocery stores, of course hospitals. So there's a long list of what's essential, and definitely the flower shop is not essential, according to this being closed. This sign right here states this used to be the St. James Hotel historical site. Which was here in 1920s. Actually built in 1920s. Specifically 1925, March 6th. So that's a picture of it on back in the day. And this is now what it looks like now. Take a look and see what So imagine those would be the hotel rooms right there. It looks like pretty much the same facade on the outside. Definitely the inside's probably different. And surprising, this park is open. Nothing's taped off over here. Every park that I've seen in Pinellas County has been taped off with a yellow tape, and this is not the case right here. Which I believe it should be taped off. Keep from people from spreading germs and other whatnot right here. Yeah, so normally City Harbor would be full of people on these sidewalks right here. Cars would be all parked along the side right here. And keep in mind, today, right now it's about 3:30, so around 3:30 this place will be packed right here. The Starbucks would definitely be open. As you can tell, it's closed. So pretty cool looking mural here in City Harbor, right here on the side of this building. And this is on the corner of 2nd Avenue North and Main Street. And I guess this pays homage to Espiritu Water, which is right there on that power box. So it looks like they used to bottle water here from City Harbor, mineral water precisely. Here's another shot from this angle here away from the sun, and it says on the bottom of that window, Truman Adams 2013. Not really sure what that means, but definitely gives a homage to Espiritu Water from America's oldest mineral spring, City Harbor, Florida. Looks like a Native American right there, perhaps a Spaniard. Pretty neat. Yeah, really pretty dead around here. There's a few cars along the main strip here, Main Street. There's a restaurant right there that would be normally packed full of people. And this normally would be full of cars. So this is interesting trees right here. This oak tree has these two palm trees growing in between the branches right there. Very interesting looking. And definitely very peaceful right here. This sandwich place would be really packed full of people right now, normally on a weekday. This sandwich on Main has the most awesome sandwiches probably in all of Florida right here. And judging by the door, they are closed, at least right now. But probably they were open for lunch, I imagine. But definitely check this place out if you're here in City Harbor. Excellent sandwiches. The City Harbor Post Office has this mural right on the outside of the building. Looks like these birds are stealing the mail. Looks like they got a hold of the mail in the mailman's pouch or bag and took the letters, and they're running off with them. It's like a sandhill crane, maybe a few water birds right there. Pretty cool. Looks like my favorite barbershop is closed. Right here on Main Street. Looks like on the front of the barbershop it says, there's a handwritten sign that says, we are suspending operations for at least 30 days. And we'll be re-evaluating the situation weekly. So pretty sad that these businesses are closed. Definitely a good deal for a haircut for 10 bucks. Senior men, women's, military. And I don't see a burglar alarm here, but what other... But who needs a burglar alarm? We have John Wayne guarding the front door with his Winchester. Alright, go on, partner. Get out of here. Okay, sir. Just don't shoot me. I'm leaving. Looks like the little free library is open for business here. It's like plenty of books right there. Just make sure you use hand sanitizer to get a book out of there. According to this restaurant, Paradise Restaurant, they've been here since 1979. So they've been an institution here in Safety Harbor, but it looks like they are closed like everything else here. Just about Safety Harbor is. So reading from the sign, this used to be the Safety Harbor Herald, which produced a newspaper here in Safety Harbor. The Safety Harbor Historical Site, building at 509 Main Street. So definitely different back in the day. So this was here back in 1916, according to the placard here, the sign. And definitely looks a lot different today. As you can see, they're doing renovation right here inside. And they added another second story right there with a little veranda. So probably not the same building, but pretty cool they have this sign here that states the history of it. So looking from Main Street, the artwork draws you into this business right here, which is called Daydreamers Cafe and Grill. Right on the side of the building, there's a little bit of there's actually someone here painting the side of the building right there. You see a hand with a paintbrush. Looks like a violin with some sea creatures there. A little manatee. And a sign that says what they're promoting, which is a unique breakfast and lunch eatery. Pretty cool. And right behind it is more artwork right on the back fence to kind of gauge your eye and draw you into this place. And even more behind that is another residence behind there that has, looks like a lot of mirrored artwork right on the side of the building right there. And over here there's flowers right on that building on the side. Actually, in the front of the business here, in front of Daydreamers, there's more artwork. Another building right here with some fancy mirrored artwork, especially around the windows. And I believe you can eat inside there. But man, you can see the side of the building right here from this angle point. Definitely catches your eye. And what catches your eye even more is this guy right here. This big old pink elephant. And he's just trying to get your attention to go check out the cool art stuff inside the Art and Music Center. You know what? I think I will go check it out since you insisted here. Got a little decorated porpoise right there. Definitely unique looking stuff out here in this building. Just begging you to come in. Welcome. And I didn't even notice the lights up here. There's a string of lights right here, right in front of this building. But look at that massive wall right there full of the mirrored glass. Definitely very interesting. Also next door is this building with the flowers on the outside. The bottle tree right there. Looks like they're still doing work according to the inside being gutted out there. But they're missing the balcony right there. The balcony's missing. says private residence, so someone does live up there. But looking at the front yard, there's this fancy looking sports car right here, or actually Volkswagen Bug. Little disco ball right inside there. Very interesting. We got some more artwork here hanging from the trees. This unique looking, I'm not sure what this is, a cactus or something like a whatnot. It says pray for peace according to the sign. Poetry post. So I imagine you would post your poetry right on this little makeshift bulletin board. Which someone actually already did. Very cool. I love the look of this building right here. That kind of reminds me of a building you would see in New Orleans. Right off Main Street right there. Little coffee shop right in front right there that's closed. But the coolest thing about this coffee shop is they have this little thing right in the front, which looks like an old, possibly an old washing machine. I'm not really sure what that is, but definitely looks like a washing machine. If you guys know what that is, leave a comment below. But what's cool, they have an old meat grinder right there too. But they were closed, only offering pickup when they are open. Big bag of coffee beans right in front of the coffee shop. Nice touch. Right off Main Street is a painting right here. Just sitting right here on this corner of 7th Avenue North and Main Street. Looks like a couple koi, perhaps goldfish. And this was painted by Julian Braden, 2018. On the back is a lion or tiger at the water well drinking some water, and there's his reflection right there. And I'm not sure if that's the artist right there, Nalty. But definitely pretty cool. Fire Station 52 has this mural right on the top of the building right there, which depicts an old-time fire truck, the Dalmatian, the steam engine right there. Looks like the steam engine fire truck with some horses. Definitely old school. And there's a clock right on top right there that announces City Harbor 1917. So Cass Womack in 2018 painted this sign, this picture, welcoming people to Safety Harbor. Looks like a little parrot with some bumblebees and ladybugs right underneath him. Bird of paradise. Pretty cool. On the other side, Beach Schistel painted this picture, which has two chihuahuas dressed as pirates. Pretty cool. Looks like someone painted a unique looking landscape on the side of this building. Some flowers, trees. And they even painted some windows to kind of match, to go along with the building here. They're not real windows, but gives a pretty cool ambience though, or ambiance. And they even have some clothes out there hanging right there in the line. Seeing these murals on the side of these buildings here off Main Street in City Harbor reminds me of Lake Placid, Florida, which I visited recently. But definitely pretty cool to have these here in City Harbor. Right here off of Main Street, down a little ways off of 9th Lane, is more graffiti on the side of this building. Looks like a garage here. And this manatee greets you as you come along, as well as these turtles. I'm not sure what that is. Probably a shamu, maybe. But pretty long mural on the side of this building. Very interesting. It's like a gator right there. Popping his little head out of the middle of the mural. And this was painted by several people here. This was painted by Zulu Panther Painter 1. Looks like a rhinoceros with a band-aid on the side of it. It's like a circus theme right here with an elephant on the beach ball. Nice looking toads right there. Florida Panther. So definitely painted by different people here. This was painted by S. Lita in 2019, which was recently. That's pretty cool. Looks like a koala bear, I would imagine. Cool looking flower with a bumblebee right there, upper right, upper left corner. So I would say this is probably spray painted, not really painted. Some of it's painted, looks like, but I think some of it's actually spray painted on there like graffiti, but pretty darn good job though. So this sign commemorates City Harbor being here since 1917. This is actually a centennial sign from 2017 and 1917, and it talks about the history from 1917. There's an old shot of the City Harbor pier. Santos Springs. Talks about the 1920s. There's a St. James Hotel we looked at earlier. And over here in the 1940s, a little bit of history about the Safety Harbor Spa. All the way to 1960s, 70s, 80s. All the way to 2017. This sign about the home of the mineral springs, and I believe it's right on the side of the Safety Harbor City Hall right here building, which is at 750 Main Street. So here's another shot going back toward the Safety Harbor Spa down the main thoroughfare, Main Street. And definitely pretty dead right here. So this sign states that this used to be the Hotel Francis site. This building was constructed in 1914 by J.D. McElveen, who named it Hotel Francis after his first daughter, Frances Viola. So this was one of the few buildings to survive the fire that dismayed the downtown area of Safety Harbor on September 2nd, 1917, just months after the city was incorporated. The entire block east of the hotel on Main Street was destroyed. Mules were used to help people haul out their belongings. So this is the actual Hotel Francis right here. And looks like a lot of it's still in place. The facade on the outside, the balcony. The sun's really bright right now, so now it's a professional interior decorating service called Accents by Paula. From seeing up there, let me zoom in on that and see it, they still kept the ambiance of the rooms up there with a number on the room, on the door. Looks like it says 464. Pretty cool. So here's another vantage point of Hotel Francis from the other side here. This is from the parking lot. And as you can see, all the rooms upstairs. The balcony right there. I imagine people would be up there drinking drinks, eating dinner probably when they stay in this hotel, socializing. Definitely some nice trees around here too to provide some shade. Pretty cool history here. So right in front of the Safety Harbor Museum and Culture Center, which is closed until further notice, is another piece of artwork here painted by McCain 2019, and looks like a iguana with some rainbow scales there. Really cool looking. And this is right off Bayshore Boulevard, just right off Main Street. And right on the other side is this painting by McCain, the same artist, which depicts a bunch of children looking down in a circle. Either they're laying down or standing over you, looking down at you, or looking up at you. I don't know what depends on your vantage point. But pretty cool looking colors there. And this is Bayshore Boulevard right here, which is pretty quiet and peaceful. Normally around 5 o'clock, from 4 to 5, this would be packed full of cars with traffic coming in from Tampa. Possibly being jammed up right here since this is close to Main Street, City Harbor. But kind of eerily quiet, besides a few people riding their bikes and a few cars over here. So right here on the grounds of the museum is a Native American burial mound. It says right here, this mound was created on December 5th, 1981, when American Native remains were previously held in the museum collection were reinterred. So there was a traditional burial ceremony conducted by the Native Americans, and a Treaty of Tacubaya was signed. The treaty guaranteed this mound will forever remain undisturbed. In 1993, a number of suspected human remains were found in the museum collection during an inventory, and they were tested in 1994 and found to be Native American. So they were actually added to this mound, which now sits right here. And these are actually shells, which would be pretty reminiscent of of Indian mounds all over Florida. So typically they would be like this, exactly a little bit of a hump in the ground, made of shells and limestone or whatever materials they can find, which would be typical of American burial mound. And this is right outside the museum. Right across from the burial mound is this sculpture called Rocket Man, which was sculpted by Craig Berube Gray. And reading about him, he was an actual sculptor from Maine that made rock climbing walls. And these rocks are actually from Maine. And they were brought here to Florida, Safety Harbor. And normally in this arm, there would have been a crowbar, which, according to reading about the sculpture, he would normally carry a crowbar with him when he sculpted a lot of these stone rock walls. But it looks like someone possibly took it away with them. Some hooligans. Pretty cool. Right here in this little garden right here, right outside the museum. Just very quiet and serene. Right here is it's like a cannon from an old ship or something like that. And there's a sign stating "Danger, keep off." Maybe from a Spanish galleon or something like that in the past. Who knows? But nevertheless, pretty cool though. Definitely has some wear and tear on it. And right behind the cannon is a grave. Looks like a grave marker, which depicts what says on it: Dr. Odette Philippi, born Lyons, France, 1785 through 1869. And it says right there he was a head surgeon in Napoleon's army. So I'm not really sure if he's actually buried here. I think this is just a replica, but Philippi is actually a park which is south of here, which is still in Safety Harbor, and I'm sure this was named after him. But I believe he was actually buried there. But this sits right in front of these very nice looking palm trees. Very cool looking garden right there, surrounded by these majestic oak trees. And right there is a museum which is closed until further notice. And according to this sign, it says this plaque of a Spanish galleon was once hung over the front doorway of the historic Pipkin House. So there is the Spanish galleon right there. Not sure how old this thing is, but man, if it was on a historic house, I imagine this thing would have been maybe close to maybe 1917, or when this place was actually built or incorporated Safety Harbor. But definitely survived the test of time. Pretty cool piece of history. Well, alright guys, that's gonna do it for this video. Thanks for joining me in my walk outside, get some fresh air, some exercise, walking around Safety Harbor behind me here, and all the places I've been to today. Definitely was a much needed break from ice quarantine that we're going through right now, staying safe. But definitely guys, if you like this video, hit like, subscribe if you haven't yet, and also hit that notification button if you want to see more videos of mine that routinely pop up on YouTube on this channel, from this channel. You guys stay safe, you guys stay healthy, take care.